Hello there, welcome to my review for Megaloot. In this video, I'm going to give you as good of an answer as I can whether or not this is a good game. So we're going to cover the basics, what is it all about, the good things, the bad things, and the summary at the end. I've played this thing quite some hours. Currently it's on its way towards 1000 reviews while I'm recording this, and most of them are positive. And I have quite a lot to say about it. Now, first of all, we have a roguelike auto-battler in front of us. This game gives you a selection of these characters, probably some more in the future with updates, and there's nothing you need to unlock. You have all the characters, all the gear, it's ready for you, and it's just you, the dungeon, and as far as you can possibly make it. Every character has a couple of base stats that differ, so some of them are a little bit more brawny, more attacks per turn, more mana, more evasion points, these things. Everyone also has a baseline stat, which makes them somewhat different from one another, but that's pretty much it. Once you've selected your character, you can also select a different challenge mode, which allows you then to further tweak your character stats and give you a different gameplay experience. Now, we're beginning our run, and when we go in, we have our user interface in front of us. This is our gear. This is what we can buy. This is our gold, the HP bar, and then we can just get in there, buy ourselves something until our gold runs out, and then we can refresh the shop if needed. The game's mechanics work around a set system, where each and every item is linked to a set, which then gives you a bonus. Some sets get better the more of each thing you carry, some don't. There's really a lot of difference on each of these sets. The combat itself, you just press attack, then you smack the enemy, you go to the next room, and then you loot it, and with that gold, you refresh the market, and your gear gets better by just finding duplicates and upgrading them. And these can then be upgraded all up the level to the divine rank, and then the item is finished. Your character can have at most 3 different sets on himself. Every character also has one set linked to himself, so to speak, so your build will always consist out of combinations of 4 different sets of items, and then you just go forward and try to upgrade as good as you can and get as far down the road as possible. That's it. The main objective of the game is to find the best possible combination of sets and then just grind the hell out of it and get as far as possible. It has a couple of interesting mechanics that I'm going to talk about in a few minutes, but this is the basic gameplay loop. You increase your gear, you get further down the line, and there's also a leaderboard, so you can have some bragging rights if you really make it far down the road. Okay, now, what's good about this? Why should you play this? First of all, maybe I didn't manage to make it look like it is fun, but as a matter of fact, once you're in it, it is really fun. The base game loop of upgrading, getting as far as possible on down these floors, trying and experimenting around, getting better with the given tools, and finding the proper market refreshments, and all those things. Yep, I'm enjoying myself while doing this. This is really, really cool. The set system allows you to tinker some interesting builds. There's also a conversion system. Once per battle, you are allowed to transform the items down here in the shop into bonuses for free. You basically eat the items and get the bonuses of these items directly, which is pretty amazing and powerful, and it's a pretty nice get out of jail card. And there is also the black market. The black market is at the end of each floor, and it allows you to transform one item into permanent stats. So if I'd be giving, for example, this leather helmet to the black market, I'd be getting 6 armor and and other stats on it. I think the extra gold you don't get. Extra gold is on each and every item. The base idea behind that is you are able to adapt your build even further with that. So for example, I'm buying that hammer because, for one, increasing my baseline damage is always a good idea, and the other thing is it allows me to add penetration into my build, which would circumvent the enemy's armor. Or I'm going to buy that training axe. Quickly can sell these items, and yeah, you see, this is how the whole system works. You can't equip items during combat, but that's pretty much the limitation. What I also want to say about why this game is pretty cool, the user interface and the presentation is clear, clean, good to understand. Everything has good tooltips. Some skills could be worded a little bit more easy to understand. Okay, I take that as something which deserves a little bit of a criticism, but apart from that, I think this is one hell of a clean presentation for a game, and the devs should be really rightfully proud about what they did there, because gotta say, when it comes down to indie production games, I've seen really a lot of different qualities out there, and that user interface and the way how you play it is intuitive. You don't need to ponder long about what you're doing. At the worst case, this whole build thing, set thing, does take a while to simmer in, but after a while you just come up with your own ideas, and then you just go on and have some fun with it. This is really well done, and I really enjoy what the game does on that end, because it does it extremely well. I don't know, the combination of items, the combination of enemies, the black market, which always gives you something to build towards to, it's really, really cool. I enjoy that thoroughly. So, what's bad about the game though? And this is where I really will sadly have to say a lot. So, first of all, the game breaks too easily. There's a couple of mechanics in the game as of currently, version 1.01, I think it is. You just need to build a couple of sets and then you instantaneously win the game, basically. There's a couple of sets which are overpowered massively, and the worst thing about it is they almost feel mandatory to get even further. I want to address the problem directly by naming it. Dodging is freaking nuts. Being able to dodge is way too powerful, and the problem gets added into the thing that at some point you have just an endless supply of dodge, so the enemies won't hit you anymore. You have enough damage to annihilate enemy parties entirely. You have a skill that can circumvent the enemy's ability to dodge himself. And then all you do is to press attack for the next 30 minutes and refresh the market to upgrade your items. But basically you don't need it anymore. And this is something where I really feel like, oof. Once I got the pacing right, and once I understood what I was doing, I really did notice that, well, I had the issue that it was impossible to lose. And then, before I knew what was happening, floor 60 came up with an enemy which just forces you to tank him a couple of turns. You either have the build now then ready for sustaining through that, or you've lost. Then the next run you will build a build that sits through these things as well, and then you just stay coasting. And this is where the game's lacking goals. I mean, sure, it is cool and all, but there feels no meaning to it anymore. Due to the fact that the black market gives you the ability to transform one item into permanent stats, you will eventually don't really need the items there anymore, because you've become the items. After 100 floors, your character has inhaled 100 items. And this is where just the whole building concept falls flat. Don't get me wrong, I think the game has a lot of potential, and it is extremely cool in what it does, but it feels as if it isn't there yet in the late stages of the game. So this is really something that annoyed me a little bit, because once you have found out that specific combination of sets that I'm not going to to talk about right now, because I hope the devs will fix it out as quickly as they can, you basically will start up any other character and you will start asking yourself, why am I not building these two sets right now and dominating the game? I'm even losing because I'm playing other stuff. The stuff in there is interesting and all, but it all gets dwarfed by a couple of combinations which get you to the point where you can't just press attack and win. So, well, This game desperately needs more build diversity. Currently, in its release state, once you've came behind that combination that I just mentioned, I just gave away that it involves dodge, but I won't give away more than that. You just notice that the enemy lacks any form to beat you until there is all of a sudden a haha I got you boss in between. Which is okay. I mean, I don't mind playing against mechanics that beat me. Don't get me wrong here. It is actually good if the game does something to beat me. But if it only does that at some handcrafted intervals that take sometimes even an hour or longer until they occur, the game will grow eventually very, very boring. You can also abuse the black market too easily by ingesting stats that turn you into sort of an omni build, to call it like that. And yeah, this boils down to monotony after a couple of hours. This game hits really hard in the first 5 or 6 hours. Enjoyable, very, very much so. But after that, I didn't know anymore how to challenge myself, except for those arbitrary challenge modes that really didn't kick the button for me. That's the bad part about it. So, in summary, this game has a very, very solid foundation and a extremely satisfying game loop. I need to focus this again that I enjoyed myself a lot with this game until I just broke it, you see? And it is too easy currently to break it. And I really, really hope that the devs will get that point right over the course of the time and make it harder to break the loop. Give us more meaningful sets to work with. Give us more meaningful stuff. Because currently, for me, yeah, I enjoyed myself thoroughly until I understood how to break the loop. And now I'm playing this once more for the sake of that review. But until then, I'll just have to say, give me new toys to play with, because it was way too easy to figure out how to break this game. But, dear people out there, once this game has had a couple of updates which change exactly what I've been criticizing right now, I think this is really one of the most fun little roguelikes out there that I've played so far. It really has a very satisfying, quick and snappy thing. It just doesn't kill you fast enough. It just doesn't feel challenging enough, and it lacks my ability to influence the fight. I would love some active skills that I could go into. Currently, my only active thing that I can do is the items that I equip and this conversion thing and which enemy I target. But that's my agency. That's it. And the black market items, obviously. That's just not enough yet for me personally, as it is too easy to break the game. Is it a good game? Absolutely. Is it worth its money right now? Yup, I think so, because I don't believe in that weird $1 per hour ratio that I've read about for many people. It's really, I don't regret spending my money on this at all, as I've seen the dev also being very open-minded about improving on the game. I think that, well, currently, it's been fun until I broke it. And I'm looking forward that the game will make it harder for me to break it in the future. If not, well, it is fun for 5 to 15 hours, depending on your forte in games like these, build tinkering and whatnot. Maybe you can figure it out in less than 5 hours. Maybe if you're way smarter than me, I can't. It's hard to tell, but once you've figured out how to break the loop, it doesn't even play any role anymore what kind of character you play, and it's too easy to get there. But apart from that, I enjoy Megaloot, and I really hope that my review will help to make this game give this game more variety and more diversity in build sense, because so far that's the only thing that really bothered me. I was just a little bit disappointed about how quickly I felt done with the game, because I just understood how to break it. But apart from that, very good game. It's very satisfying to build your stuff, upgrade through it, and keep going until you cannot anymore. Just only wish it would beat me more often. So, thanks for watching. I hope this helped you out whether or not you want to try out the game for yourself. Like I like to say, it has a 2-hour refund window, so you can always give yourself a try. And I want to emphasize, yet again as last thing, all I have read from the developer's side sounds like he, they, whatever the gender might be, want to make this game better than it currently is, and I'm very, very interested to see where this will all lead us in the future. Thanks for watching this. Leave me your comment how you think about the game. Leave me your thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Consider subscribing. Feel free to support my channel financially if you feel like my work is worth a dime to you. It would mean a lot to me. And last but not least, many thanks for all of you who do support Icon Gaming, and many thanks especially to you for watching this video up until the very end. See you soon, and have a good day.